As this crisis continues, a lot of people are worried about what's going to happen after. How will any of us recover? Well, today, to give hope for the future, I'm going to list a few good things that came out of tragedies. In 1665, London was being ravaged by the Black Plague, so all the students from Cambridge were sent home, including Sir Isaac Newton. He used his year off to invent calculus and formulate his theories on optics, motion, and gravity, and in his spare time, he invented the Fig Newton. The guy was on fire. Napoleon Bonaparte is responsible for cans of soup. The French military leader was losing more men to spoiled food and malnutrition than he was to cannons or to musket fire. He posted a huge reward for anybody who could help, which led to the canning process, which then freed Napoleon up to plan the Battle of Waterloo. Potato chips were invented in 1853 at a restaurant in upstate New York after a customer kept sending back his fried potatoes saying they were too soggy and not crunchy enough. So the chef sliced them as thin as he possibly could, fried them in oil, doused them in salt, and junk food was born. After the death of his brother was caused by a highly volatile explosive, Alfred Nobel invented a more stable combustible paste which led to the invention of dynamite. The irony being this safe explosive led to the creation of the Nobel Peace Prize. Right around World War I, Albert Einstein was a Jew living in an Aryan nation. Because of their prejudice, he was not allowed to be a practical physicist who worked in a lab. He could only do theoretical physics on his own. This worked out to our benefit because out of his imagination and knowledge came his theory that energy equals matter times the speed of light, or as we know it, E equals mc squared, which basically proved the Big Bang. He then went on to prove his theory of relativity by marrying his second cousin. Another good thing came out of World War I, women's right to vote. When the men went off to war, the women took over their industrial jobs, proving once and for all they were good for more than just domestic help. Within a few years, the suffragette movement corrected an inequality that had been going on since voting had been invented. Creatively, the wonderful songs Amazing Grace, It Is Well With My Soul, and even Eric Clapton's Tears in Heaven all came from personal tragedies. But perhaps the biggest example of all time is the formation of the State of Israel. After the extent of the Holocaust was discovered, the whole world agreed with the Jewish nation who said, never again. And after wandering for 2,000 years without a homeland, the State of Israel was formed in 1948. Personally, I can't wait to see what's going to come out of this pandemic. I think it's going to be something great. But if you still believe that nothing good can ever come out of a tragedy, well, this is Good Friday.